going on, Jerome's? So we're putting our thinking cap on, our crystal ball hat, not a thing, but we're going to predict where every single quarterback in this absolute bat bleep insane 2021 offseason is going to end up through trades, free agency, the draft. There's going to be a ton of movement at the most important position in all of team sports, and it's going to be really fun to watch. So let's get this thing on. First off, there's a handful of non-controversial ones, so get those out of the way. Mahomes, probably going to be back for the Chiefs. Tom Brady for the Bucks, but so the Raiders going to cut Derek Carr, and he signs with Tampa to be the backup / heir apparent. Bruce Arians, woo. I like it, man. Bills, Josh Allen, MVP adjacent season, yes. Joe Burrow, Bengals, but they are going to sign Jacoby Brissett to be a backup bridge quarterback. So I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be ready for the start of the 2021 season. And if he isn't, they want to hedge the bets a little bit. Cowboys, Dak, I think that they kiss and make up. I think they do sign a long-term extension. Giants, Daniel Jones, okay. Could you see some veteran push here? Maybe they draft a quarterback. Maybe. Chargers, Justin Herbert. Vikings, whoops, typo. Kirk Jerome, Ezekiel Cousins is in power. Probably going to stay in power. Cardinals, Kyler Murray. Titans, Ryan Tannehill. I don't know how he's going to operate without Arthur Smith, though. Yes, you still have Derrick Henry. Yes, you still have A.J. Brown. Corey Davis probably leaving, but okay. Russ is getting old, man. Like people forget that he's getting up there in age, but they're going to run it back at least for a couple more seasons in Seattle, especially with Pete and Schneider still stuck there. Browns, Baker, for now. Ravens, Lamar Jackson, for now. Maybe he does get that big-time extension. Should he get it? I don't know. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. I think that one's cemented. But what if it isn't? Could you imagine the bat bleep insaneness if Trevor Lawrence doesn't go one and the Jaguars go a different direction? That'd be hilarious. And the Packers, even though Rodgers talked about, here's what Rodgers did. So he said right after the game, we don't know about everyone's future here. And then the next day he's like, I don't know where people got the idea that I might not be a Packer. Shut up. Shut up, you gaslighting, passive-aggressive son of a... Yeah, but Rodgers, Packers, going to run it back. Plus, they trade... so, first off, they extend Aaron Rodgers. They freshen up his deal a little bit. Plus, just to acquiesce Aaron Rodgers and to get some more draft capital, they trade... Jordan Love to the Raiders. Dun, 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 dun. That's right. Let's get nuts. So the Raiders ship number 17 overall to the Packers for Jordan Love and a 4th-round pick. So Rodgers gets an extra first-rounder. Probably going to use it on a receiver. Maybe Kadarius Toney, which would suck. Which would absolutely suck. And Jordan Love, big arm. I like it, man. I do like it all overall. That would be a shocker. Absolute shocker. Washington. So here's where things get nuts. Washington. They like Taylor Heineke, but Jared Goff coming on in. So they trade 19 to the Rams for Goff and a 3rd-round pick. Basically, Washington, gives up a little bit of draft capital just to absorb that contract. And the Rams get to start fresh. They get a 1st-rounder back. And it is clear that Jared Goff is not Sean McVay's guy. Jared Goff is a perfectly fine quarterback where he hits the open throws. But point to me a throw or a game where Jared Goff just yeah, that's the guy. He's different. He's a franchise quarterback. Nah. It was a stupid extension. He probably shouldn't have been number 1 overall pick, but also Carson Wentz probably shouldn't have been 2. It's not a great quarterback class that year. Anyways, Eagles at 3. Well, not Eagles at 3, but Eagles. Yeah, it's Jalen Hurts' team. Howie Roseman drafted, well, he drafted both of them. But yeah, Carson Wentz is certainly wore out his welcome. That contract is horrible. It's the 2nd worst contract in the NFL behind Jared Goff face. But yeah, this is going to be Jalen Hurts' team, man. Where does Carson Wentz go? The Niners. That's right. Carson Wentz, his athletic ability in a movement-based offense, West Coast flavored, like Kyle Shanahan's, and John Lynch is not afraid to really take a swing, really go after it. And I think that they certainly will be in. They'll dip their toe into the waters about Deshaun. I think that might be a little bit too much for them. Plus, being at 12, they don't really have the draft ammo of the Dolphins or the Jets. And I think that they may check out Matthew Stafford, but if they have the opportunity to get a younger guy as a potential reclamation project, yeah. And also, I don't think that they'll have to give up a ton, but in our scenario, they gave up 12, but they get Carson Wentz and a 2. So essentially, they're trading the difference between a high first-round pick and a high second-round pick. So 1 round of value for Carson Wentz, and maybe he can resuscitate his career. Dolphins, Tua, right? So this all turns out to be a big bluff. They're trying to gin up trade value for the number 3 overall pick. Tua is Chris Greer's guy. They took him at 5. Brian Flores, you got to get on board, man. Yes, you took Tua over Justin Herbert, who went 6 to the Chargers, but it is what it is. You can't just give up and Rosen a number 5 overall pick. You just can't do it. And Tua is going to be that guy. He's got that fortitude. I do believe that he'll come back stronger from a sort of meh rookie season. He looked like a rookie. Shocker. It is weird, right? Steelers. So Roethlisberger, he could retire. The Steelers said that they want him back, except they want him back on the cheap. I think Big Ben's pride is too immense for that. So I think that he retires. And so the Steelers starting quarterback, Dwayne Haskins, Mason Rudolph. They're going to be out of range of a starting caliber quarterback since they draft 24 in the first round. And they're stuck with the cap. Yeah, no cap. Dwayne Haskins. Come on in. Cool. All right, so into some really controversial ones. Well, not so controversial, but Matthew Stafford. Broncos trade for Stafford. They get a number 3, third-round pick. They said number 9 overall to Detroit, Motor City, starting over with the 7 and 9 overall pick. We'll get to what the Lions do in a second. But Stafford, I think that in Denver, they're not loaded like they were when Peyton Manning came over, but they're decent there. I mean, you got Garrett Bowles at left tackle, you got Cortland Sutton, you got Jerry Jeudy, you got Hamler, you got Fant. I mean, you got pieces there. And also you got Pat Shurmur, I think, will do good things with Matthew Stafford. But George Payton, former Vikings assistant to the regional general manager, making a splash in his first year at the helm. Jets. Here we go. Jets, Jets. So they do it. They pull the trigger. They get Deshaun. And the Jets, even though they are going to be losing out on some draft capital, become contenders right away. So the Jets trade the number 2 overall pick, as well as their high second-round pick, plus a first and some change. So So 2 firsts, 2 seconds, somewhere in there. Either way, they get it done. And this is the Joe Douglas, man. Like, you could have stuck at 2. You could have had any quarterback not named Trevor Lawrence, but they would have been gambles. Deshaun Watson is a franchise quarterback now. He's only 26. He's only going to count $10.54 million on your cap in 2021, so you can get it done. And Watson, the Jets are still going to be replete with draft picks, even though they do miss out on 2 and they give up that high second-round pick and future first. But I think that the Jets, with Robert Saleh, with LaFleur, the younger, I think that they instantly turn into contenders. I really think so. Next up, the Rams. So the Rams traded Jared Goff. So now what happens? Well, since the Jets got Deshaun, they don't really need Sam Darnold. So So the Rams ship a 2nd and 3rd for Sam Darnold. So yes, the Rams are actually sitting out the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd rounds. But either way, they get Jared Goff's contract off their books, even though they have to eat the dead cap hit from a sign-in bonus. But Sam Darnold, I actually think that Sean McVay could do some nice things with Sam Darnold. Put him behind a decent offensive line, and all of a sudden, the pride of USC coming back to LA. All of a sudden, there's a reason why he was the number 3 overall pick. Plus, it would be popular in the area with the fan base, given the USC ties. Next up, so the Patriots. Well, we really like Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, so Belichick drafted Jimmy Garoppolo in the 2nd round out of Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo was going to be the guy for Belichick. Like, Belichick was going to punt on Brady. Robert Kraft said nay. So then Jimmy Garoppolo was traded for a 2nd-round pick to the Niners. Didn't work out with San Francisco, but I think that Belichick and Josh McDaniels still think that they can do some things with good old number 10. So the Eastern Illinois Panther heads back to New England. And next up, the Bears. So I think the Bears are really, really going to try and get in on the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, and that would suck. That would suck absolute balls if they're able to land him. But since they do draft at 20, I think that they may be out of contention since they can't give up what the Jets or the Dolphins potentially could. So the Bears, they franchise tag Mitchell Trubisky-Ponder. Could you imagine that? Franchise tag. Crazy. So the Colts, so they miss out on Deshaun. The Texans aren't going to trade him in division anyway. They miss out on Stafford. So what do you do? What do you do? By God, that's Andrew Luck's music. Andrew Luck is only 31 years young. He's been away from the game for a year. His body's healed up, even though he is absolutely an architecture dork, an engineering dork, and has interests outside of football, which I respect. He's got that itch, man. He sees how the corpse of Phillip Rivers was able to take the Colts to 11 wins. This is still his team. So he can come back. Colts have plenty of cap space. They don't have to waste their first round pick sending it somewhere for a quarterback. So here we go. Let's go. Saints, since they can't afford anyone else, they're $112 million over the projected cap next year. Anyways, they're running back with Jameis. Jameis signs a minimal deal. I don't know. So maybe they draft a quarterback in the mid rounds. Maybe they get Jamie Newman. It's possible, but Jameis for Jameis. Let's go. Texans. So remember, they got back into the first round. They got number 2 overall, as well as some change from the Jets. So at 2, Zach Wilson, come on down. Hey, your first NFL head coach is going to be a 65-year-old career position coach who was a passing game coordinator of the Ravens, one of the worst passing offenses in the NFL. But cool. Awesome. Good luck with that. Falcons. So they stick with Matt Ryan, but being up in the stratosphere, they do take a shot. They do go get their guy. Let's go. So Justin Fields, local guy, love it. Pride of Georgia, pride of Ohio State, coming on in. Eventually is the heir apparent to Matt Ryan. I think that they could get maybe a year, maybe 2 more out of Matt Ryan, and then eventually trade him. Try and pull an older version of Matthew Stafford. Probably not going to get as much in trade given the age difference, but I think this is a nice little estate planning for Arthur Smith, for the new GM, for the new regime with the Falcons. 7. Yeah, so the Lions. Gah! So Lions have 7 and 9. So they get like Trey Lance and Jalen Waddle. That sucks. God, I hate life. Everything is bad. And then the Panthers. So they're going to roll with Teddy as the bridge quarterback, pun intended. They trade down from 8. They still get Mac Jones somewhere in the first round. Groom him to be the heir apparent. Mac Jones working with Teddy and Joe Brady and whatnot. They have a ton of offensive weapons. And then Derek Carr is just like in Tampa. Yeah, we talked about that, but he's out of there. But overall, your thoughts, predictions, where the 2021 quarterbacks go. There's some muy caliente. Let's get after this. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, both Southern Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.